Pote? And today we're doing another hero deck profile, which I released 2 days ago, but then the ban list dropped the day, like 2 days after I released the video, because, why not? Anyway, this is going to be the quick version of the deck profile. We're doing heroes, as always, because this is my favorite deck. It's a deck that I always played. The reason I hadn't uploaded a hero deck profile before for so long was for many reasons, but the main one was because I didn't think Heroes was in a very playable position. And then I found something that made it playable, and I uploaded it, and then rough, man. And then the ban list dropped and made everything just irrelevant. But now we're doing this is the quick version, so this is just going to be ratios. I'm going to explain a little bit of stuff. On why I'm playing some cards because I think it's important, and even if this is a shorter video, I want you guys to understand my thinking. And I also want to start by saying that I'm not the best player. I am pretty, I will say I am pretty decent. Like, I'm considered a good player by most of the people that I know. I've gotten lots of compliments, lots of things like, good job. I play against players who I think are really good and do pretty decent, I've done well at certain regionals, certain stuff, like big events, and yeah. I do know what I'm talking about, but again, I'm not saying I'm the best player and that you should follow everything I say word for word, because everyone has their own playstyle, everyone has their own way of doing stuff, and you shouldn't lose that because you think someone's better than you, right? Yeah, let's get started. So first we have 3 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. I think that this is still the better normal summon over Vion, especially because EN Shuffle is a thing and a Hero Lives is a thing. So having 3 copies of Stratos is really good. In this format, Dark Law isn't going to be the best, so I do think that being able to summon a Stratos over a Shadow Mist is going to be better. Or if you just have to normal summon Shadow Mist to go into Stratos or something, I think it's just good. Then we have 1 Liquid Soldier for the Elemental Hero extra deck resource loop, which I'll talk more about in the video where I do more discussion if you guys want to see that. 2 Shadow Mist, 2 Ferris, 2 Vion, and 1 Increase. I do think that the Vision Hero line is really good, but I'd rather go more on normal summons and more on like that resource loop over Ferris, because although Ferris is good, it's very searchable, and getting to Stratos I think is better because you can do more stuff with Stratos than you can with Ferris. And 1 Plasma, 2 Malicious. I wish Malicious were at 3, but alas, we're never going to get that. 1 Dark Angel. The reason why I'm still playing Dark Angel, even though it doesn't really do much against Kashtira, and like people are saying, oh, Kashtira is going to be the best deck, but I don't really think it is going to be the best deck. Like, Kashtira hard loses to Nibiru. It's sort of hard to play against something like Imperm. Like, yeah, you can't droplet it, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be the powerhouse that people are saying it is going to be. And I believe that Branded Despia is actually going to be really strong because of the new cards, and because it's not going to have that hard matchup that it had against the tier cards, because the shuffling back was awful for a lot of decks. I think that Dark Angel just basically auto wins against them. They can tribute summon Abystial, but at that point they're using their normal summon on something, and if they don't have Branded Fusion in their hand, that's kind of rough. Then we have 1 Denier, because Denier is a really good card. Then 1 Adusted Gold. I still think that Adusted Gold and the Dark Calling are worth running in the main deck. Bane is such a powerful monster going second, and just as a recovery tool as well, clearing your opponent's board or baiting something out before you go into your real play, I think is really strong, especially since it's so searchable and so easy to get. And if you open it, it's never a bad thing. Like, yeah, and if you open both of them, yeah, that sucks, but you can just discard Dusted Gold and bait something out, and then use the Dark Calling, just again bait something out or do something whatever. Then we have the Honest Neos, because it's really good. I do think that having a second target for Fusion Destiny to be able to go into a second DPE, Bystials I don't think are going to be as pronounced unless you're talking about Dragon Link or Despia, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was in the last format, because Tier isn't a Tier 0 deck. It's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be... And even then, it might not even be good. It might have been hit too hard on the ban list, but we'll see what happens. And then we have 2 Nibiru. This is for something else that I'm playing in the deck, but also because it kills Kashtira, and it does very well against Dragon Link. Yeah, if you tribute their Mirror Jade, you lose the Nibiru, but they get the token. But if they don't have any of the Bystials, any of the stuff, then that's kind of good for you. Then we're playing one Dark Calling for the Dusted Gold line, one Miracle Fusion for the Advantage line, and for just to get out Absolute Zero because it's really good. One Reinforcing the Army, and two Infinite Impermanence because I think Infinite Impermanence is really good this format, and because of the next card I'm playing. So we're going to play three Crossout Designator, and this is something that I pull out when because if we're being honest, Hero isn't the best deck. Like playable wise, it's not the best deck. It's a really fun deck. It's an amazing deck, and I love it to death. It is my favorite deck of all time. I will play Heroes until I die, but it's not the best, and it loses to a lot for that is being played in the format right now. It doesn't lose to Imperm, but if all you have is a Stratos in hand and that's all you got, the cross-outing the Imperm might be something you have to do, and you might just have to risk the Nibiru. But the main thing is that if you guys are watching this, you're either trying to get into Heroes or already into Heroes. If you're already into Heroes, you've known that ever since Nibiru came out, this deck has been so much weaker, and one of the worst things that can happen is you do your full combo, you do everything, and bam, Nibiru. Because everyone hates that card because it's cancer. I hate that card to death. But again, cross-outing the Nibiru is good, and this way playing two of the Nibiru, you don't open it going first, which is what you want to do, or you don't open it a lot going first, which is you want to go first in this deck. And also, if you do open up the Nibiru, your crossout isn't dead, which is really important because you hard lose Nibiru. Sometimes you're going to open up two Nibiru, and that sucks, but, like, I think it's worth it if you just, like, do the stuff. Then we have two EN Shuffle. I still think this card is really powerful, but I don't think it's as necessary as the last format, so I'm playing it two, just like most people were last format, and are this format as well. Then we have two Emergency Call. Again, this card is really strong, and it does represent a Stratos, a Liquid Soldier, or even an Honest Neos, but I don't think it's as powerful as it was before, but I still think it's a good enough card, and that if Urban Droplets weren't just dead to Kashtira, then I would play it instead of the E-Call. But right now I think E-Call is better because it adds consistency to the deck. It adds a starter where you open something like too many of the interruption cards or too many of the extender cards. And I think that's more important right now than it is stopping your opponent or clearing your opponent's cards. It just depends on your hand and it depends on everything. But anyway, then we have three Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny is still the most powerful card you have. It's insane. It's never going to be bad in the deck, and it's always going to be a 3 of as long as it's legal at 3. Then 3 Hero Lives, again, same thing. This is a sucky search card because it was made so many years ago. Some people can just activate their quick play spell multiple times per turn. We can only do it once while we have a monster on while we don't have a monster on the field, and we lose 4,000 life points, but it's still good enough to play at 3. Then we have 3 Mass Change because I think Mass Change is great. Like, even if Darklaw isn't the best against Kashtira, it's still really good against everything else in the format. It's good, and then the hand rip is good as well. Like, even against Kashtira, that's not bad, although I think your main board is going to be Plasma DP instead of what's it called, Darklaw DP against Kashtira, just because I think it's better. And then the 2 Poly, because I think 2 Poly is really good to run in the deck because it adds recovery later on, and it makes it so you don't have to go to Wonder Driver and waste all those resources for something that you could have done with just normal Summon Vion, Then we have 1 Marine Dolphin. I'm not playing anything to get Marine Dolphin out in the main deck, but if you are playing against something that doesn't work against your opponent, you can always side in the Neo stuff and go into Marine Dolphin. I still think that's really good, especially if you know your opponent's playing Bystials, which I said in my old video is kind of kills the deck. So I think Marine Dolphin's really good against those matchups. Scurry is actually supposed to be Dystopia. I just lost mine because my cat peed on it. Yeah, flipping when I first got my cat, she destroyed the card. But it's supposed to be that. The reason why you play this is because if you're in time and you have Fusion Destiny or a way to get to Destiny heroes, you play Dystopia and burn them, and it wins you the game. So you play this for time. Then Wonder Driver, because we had to cut out some other stuff, and Wonder Driver is just a good card. Even though I do play 2 poly and it isn't necessary, it's still helpful sometimes if you can't get to that second poly. Then Malicious Bane for Malicious Bane things, Dread Decimator, because I still think this is really good for OTK. It's a very, very bad card, and it's basically useless most of the time, but it comes up more often than you think. Acid, in case you have to match the Absolute Zero or you're going against back row decks. Then Master Hero Blast, in case you have to deal with quick, continuous or field spells, and or you just need to dodge an imperm because people are going to be playing that again. Two Dark Law, sorry, Dark Law, the other Dark Laws in the, there. 2 Dark Law, because Dark Law is still really good against every deck except Kashtira. 1 Absolute Zero for the advantage. 1 Cross Crusader, 2 Cross Crusader. Sorry, these are all jumbled up. 2 Cross Crusader, because Cross Crusader is the best extender you have in the deck. Then 2 DPE, because I still think that's correct. People are still going to be playing Bastials. People are still going to be playing stuff that banishes. So I think it's just good. And then the Sunrise for the same advantage loop. And that's the deck. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope you guys let me know what you think about the deck, about where it's going, about the new format. Just I do have a Discord down below, which is I'm trying to get to going because I feel like it'd be really cool to have like a hero community. I guess there is a hero community, but like my own hero community. That'd be really cool. And yeah, anything else about Yu-Gi-Oh? Just if you have any questions, leave a comment or go to the Discord again. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great day. My cat has a new favorite spot, and that is anywhere in the bathtub. She just likes the bathtub. I don't know why. She's out of it now, but she was in there for like a solid 30 minutes.